Howdy guys, welcome to the video for Tower of Fantasy. My name is Ventus SG, and in this Tower of Fantasy build video guide, I'm going to show you a useful Benediction Resonance team that has great DPS, amazing heals, and a discharge-recharge system that almost always keeps you with a discharge skill ready to go. I'm going to show you the build and then some gameplay. Now real quickly, before I get into the build, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel with all notifications on, and after this video is over, head on over to my channel for more Tower of Fantasy guides, gameplay, and entertaining commentary videos. And if you have Twitter, follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/VSGNsocial. Thank you. Alright, and the three weapons I'm going to be using for this build is going to be Yu'lon, Nemesis, and Fiona. This is a Benediction team, which basically means when you equip at least 2 support type weapons, you increase your healing by 100%, which in team play is further increased by another 100%, so you're going to be a super good support type if you are playing with people, but also when you're playing solo, this keeps you alive and lets you do a lot of boss fights by yourself. The weapon chips I'm going to be using on this team for Nemesis, I'm going to be using a 2-piece Nemesis. It says when a target is being healed, their Volt attack is increased by 8% for 20 seconds. This effect does not stack, and only the highest level effect is applied when obtained repeatedly. And then for the other 2-piece set, we've got Samir, increased damage progressively by 1% upon hitting a target, stack up to 10 times, last for 1.5 seconds. Over on Fiona, we're going to be using a 2-piece Crow and 2-piece Samir. The 2-piece Crow says, increase crit damage to targets with less than 60% HP by 24%. And then finally on Yu'lon, we've got a 2-piece Zero. 2-piece Zero says, upon using a discharge skill to switch to the current weapon, you gain a shield equal to 150% of attack for 6 seconds. And then we're going to use also a 2-piece Shiro, increase both damage and shatter to targets with more than 50% HP by 15%. Alright, so how I like to use this build in solo play is basically to start off with Fiona using her Aqua Shackles as the off-field skill and Torrential Force as the on-field skill. Fiona's discharge skill resets Torrential Force, and using Torrential Force gives 60 weapon charge, which most of the time is enough to give you another discharge skill, or you may have to use 1 or 2 auto attacks. Once I have a discharge, I'll use Yu'lon in Sweeping Force form, which basically means whenever you use Yu'lon's discharge skill, you get another discharge skill right behind it. You can either choose to go right into another Fiona discharge skill with a back-to-back Torrential Force and maybe 1 or 2 auto combos to get yet another discharge, or you can opt to throw out Nemesis discharge skill, which grants an Electrode that will give you heals unless you're using Nemesis Awakening, in which case the Electrode will give you heals and damage. But basically, it's just back-to-back discharge skills with this build, balancing between Yu'lon and Fiona, with Fiona's discharge providing heals and Nemesis discharge giving an extra burst of healing and heals and damage over time, so long as the Electrode is active and within range of your allies and your target. If you like this build, let me know down in the comments, or if you have any suggestions on how to make this build even better, I'd love to hear that too.